Detailed case summary. Case title: Grogan v. Robin Meredith Plant Hire Limited. Court of Appeal. Citation: 1996 CLC 1127. Judges: Peter Gibson L.J., Waller L.J., and Millett L.J. Background facts. Claimant: Plaintiff Mr. Grogan. Defendant: Robin Meredith Plant Hire Limited. Facts: Mr. Grogan was an employee who had a dispute with his employer, Robin Meredith Plant Hire Limited. The disagreement arose over a timesheet that Mr. Grogan was required to sign, which the company claimed contained terms and conditions regarding pay, including deductions for equipment damage. Mr. Grogan argued that he had not agreed to these terms, asserting that the timesheet was not a contractual document but merely a record of hours worked. Argument in the court case. Claimant's argument: Mr. Grogan argued that the timesheet was not a document that he would reasonably expect to contain contractual terms. Therefore, he contended that he had not agreed to the terms that the employer sought to impose, particularly those regarding deductions from pay for equipment damage. Defendant's argument: Robin Meredith Plant Hire Limited contended that by signing the timesheet, Mr. Grogan had accepted the terms and conditions it contained, including the provisions for deductions for equipment damage. Final outcome and law justification. Outcome: the Court of Appeal held in favor of Mr. Grogan. The court decided that the timesheet could not be considered a contractual document that would reasonably include terms of employment, particularly terms that had significant implications such as deductions for damages. Legal justification: the court emphasized the principle of incorporation of terms by notice. For a document to incorporate terms, it must be one that a reasonable person would expect to contain contractual terms. The timesheet in question was deemed to be a mere administrative record of hours worked, not a document one would expect to contain binding contractual terms. The judgment underscored the importance of the nature and purpose of the document in question when determining whether it could reasonably be expected to incorporate contractual terms. In this case, the timesheet did not meet this criterion, and thus the terms it purported to include were not binding on Mr. Grogan. Key concept implication of the case: this case highlights the necessity for clarity and reasonableness in incorporating terms into a contract. Employers must ensure that any document intended to impose contractual terms should clearly be one that an employee would reasonably understand to contain such terms. Key learnings: document nature and purpose. Understand the nature and purpose of a document when determining if it can incorporate terms. Reasonable notice. Ensure that any contractual terms are brought to the attention of the other party in a manner that they would reasonably expect. Clear agreement. For terms to be binding, there must be a clear agreement on those terms, especially if they impose significant obligations or liabilities.
Answer: continuous professional development, CPD, is essential for financial advisors to keep their knowledge and skills up to date, ensuring they can provide the best possible advice to their clients. Significance of CPD: knowledge enhancement. CPD helps advisors stay informed about new products, regulations, and industry trends. Skill improvement: ongoing training enhances advisors' skills, enabling them to offer more competent and relevant advice. Adaptability: CPD ensures advisors can adapt to changes in the financial landscape, maintaining their effectiveness and relevance. Contribution to high standards. Client trust: clients have more confidence in advisors who continually update their knowledge and skills. Professional competence: regular CPD helps maintain high standards of competence and professionalism across the industry. Regulatory compliance: CPD is often a regulatory requirement, ensuring advisors meet the necessary standards to practice.